Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise and get to what's really going on.
That's the goal.
And today we're tackling something that started domestically but spun out fast, an enforcement action that became this whole international thing.
Right, with big economic ripples, too.
You've probably seen bits and pieces, headlines maybe, but we've got the details, especially from a CNN transcript, and we're going deep.
Yeah, our mission here is to look at the raid itself, what it meant for the company involved, and then the surprising international consequences.
So you walk away really knowing the score.
Exactly, because it's not just one raid, is it? It's like a window into how everything's connected. Worker rules, global manufacturing.
Even top-level diplomacy.
Precisely. It touches all of it.
Okay, so let's dive into the event itself, this raid. The CNN report says it was Thursday, federal authorities massive scale, at a Hyundai plant construction site in Georgia.
And crucially, not a spur-of-the-moment thing. This was planned. Months of investigation, multiple agencies involved.
That scale is something else.
It really is. We're talking 475 arrests in the end. And here's a key detail. Most of them identified as Korean nationals.
Wow, 475.
Yeah. CNN called it the biggest crackdown yet in what they termed the current Trump administration's immigration crackdown at job sites.
Kim Cuccinelli, former Deputy Homeland Security Secretary, he even commented on that, right? Saying how much manpower it would take.
He did. Multiple agencies pooling resources.
Yeah.
It points to a very significant coordinated effort.
And on the ground, sounds like pure chaos when word got out.
Oh, absolutely. The reports describe workers trying to flee everywhere. Some ran into a sewage pond, could you imagine? Others hiding in air ducts.
Just desperation.
Total panic. And there's this quote, direct quote from an HSI agent, Homeland Security investigation.
Right, part of DHS.
Yeah, their main investigative arm for this stuff. The agent tells workers, quote, "We need construction to cease immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now."
Stop. Everything halts instantly. Gives you a chill thinking about that sudden stop on a busy site.
It does. And the process afterwards, while chaotic maybe in the moment, was methodical. Agents screened everyone they suspected might be undocumented.
One by one.
One by one, checking papers, backgrounds, trying to sort out legal status. By 8 p.m. that night, those found to be undocumented were in custody.
And it wasn't just one category of person, right? The report mentioned different situations.
Exactly. It highlighted the complexity. You had some who'd crossed the border illegally, others who came on the visa waiver program, allowed entry for tourism or business, but definitely not for work.
Right. That's a key restriction.
Big one. And then others who would simply overstay their visas. So it's not a simple picture, legally speaking.
So what about Hyundai? This happens at their site, this massive disruption. What was their take?
Well, their official statement to CNN was pretty clear-cut. They said the company has, quote, "zero tolerance for those who don't follow the law."
Okay, standard corporate line, perhaps.
Yep.
But this specific site, it wasn't just any construction zone, was it?
No, not at all. That's a crucial piece of context. This plant was part of a huge 2022 deal between Hyundai and Georgia.
The EV plant.
The EV and battery plant, touted as the first dedicated fully electric vehicle and battery manufacturing facility in the U.S. A joint venture with LG, another South Korean giant.
Huge deal. How many jobs were projected?
8,500 jobs once it was fully up and running. A cornerstone project for the state for U.S. EV manufacturing.
So that order to stop all work, that's not just a minor hiccup.
Far from it. For a project of this scale, a multi-billion-dollar investment, an order like that throws everything off. Timelines, supply chains, the whole economic promise gets clouded.
It really puts that zero tolerance statement in a different light, doesn't it? I mean, how does a company ensure compliance down the line with contractors, subcontractors?
That's the million-dollar question, or maybe billion-dollar question here. It forces them to look really hard at their entire chain of operations, their vetting processes.
The potential for reputational damage, too, I imagine.
Absolutely. And scrutiny from investors, the public, it's a major headache beyond just the immediate construction delay. Plus, think about the local impact in Georgia. Delays, potential job impacts, it ripples outwards.
Okay, so we have the raid, the chaos, the company's position, the plant's significance, but then it goes international. This is where it gets really fascinating.
It really does. This domestic raid, focused on immigration enforcement in Georgia, suddenly lights up diplomatic phone lines halfway across the world.
In South Korea?
In South Korea.
Yeah.
President Young gets directly involved, instructs his team to take all out necessary measures, strong language, to help the detained Koreans and fix this as fast as possible.
And the timing. You mentioned something about the timing being particularly awkward.
Extremely awkward. Just about 10 days before this raid, President Young was literally in the Oval Office meeting with President Trump.
Wow.
And what were they talking about? New South Korean investments in the U.S., manufacturing, shipbuilding, the exact kind of investment this battery plant represents.
So 1 week they're talking investment partnership. The next week, a major raid hits that investment and hundreds of their citizens.
Talk about a split screen, right? High-level diplomacy focused on economic partnership, then bam, this enforcement action that seems to directly undercut it.
And the numbers confirmed by South Korea?
Their Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirmed over 300 South Koreans were detained. That number clearly shocked people back home. It became a major domestic issue there, too.
You can see why. It hits differently when it's your own nationals caught up in something like this overseas.
Definitely. And it raises huge questions about diplomatic fallout. How do you balance enforcing domestic laws with maintaining crucial international partnerships and encouraging foreign investment?
Has there been more official reaction from South Korea beyond the president's initial instruction?
Oh, yes. The South Korean foreign minister weighed in publicly. Said if things weren't resolved quickly, he'd consider sending a high-level official over to the U.S. And then he added that he personally was, quote, prepared to travel to Washington, D.C. to engage directly with U.S. officials to resolve this matter.
That sounds serious. A foreign minister offering to fly over personally.
In diplomatic language, that's signaling significant concern. It puts pressure on the U.S. side. Right now, it's still murky what charges might be filed, how long release will take.
So this really shows how a single enforcement action, even if domestically focused initially, can just spiral into a complex diplomatic issue.
Vividly. It moves from a local site in Georgia to the highest levels of government-to-government interaction. It impacts trade, investment security perceptions, everything.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive really peeled back the layers, didn't it? We went from the immediate chaos of the raid.
Yeah, the scale of arrests, the human element.
To Hyundai's tricky position, the importance of that specific plant.
And then boom, this major diplomatic reaction from South Korea. It's all interconnected.
It really underscores how an action that seems purely about domestic immigration policy can suddenly become a major international relations event.
Exactly. It's a flashpoint,
Yeah.
highlighting just how tangled global economies and partnerships are. You enforce a law here, and it creates waves over there, potentially affecting billions in investment and long-standing alliances.
Makes you think, doesn't it? What are the longer-term consequences? Does something like this make countries, rethink where they invest their money?
That's the lingering question. How do governments square domestic enforcement needs with the desire for foreign investment and smooth diplomatic ties? Does this incident change the calculation for future projects, not just for Hyundai, but for other international companies looking at the U.S.? It's something to watch.